So I'm one of the best comedians in the city I live in, but I can't find work as a comedian in the city I live in because of the kind of politics that you hear me espouse on this show. And yet I have a question about cancel culture. As a person, I ask this question as a person who's been canceled. If Don Lemon being fired is cancel culture, isn't Don Lemon not being fired cancel culture? I mean, there's probably somebody in the wings waiting right now for him to get fired over this whole Nikki Haley thing. And that person is probably more competent, smarter, funnier, has politics that are ethical. And by ethical, I mean leftist, or in the very least liberal, or in the very least not homophobic, not racist, like Don's politics are. Now, isn't that person being canceled? So there's a video that popped up. You can't find it on YouTube. I found it on Twitter. By the way, thanks, End Wokeness. I'm not 100% sure that your intentions were to be on, have your work featured on this particular show, but thanks for the ammo. Thanks for the help. This is Don Lemon saying two of the stupidest things you might ever hear.
Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it comes from prison when they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon. And then it evolves.
Wow. No, they take the belt away from prisoners so that they can't, you know what I mean? Cancel themselves. No shit, Sherlock. Did you need a magnifying glass to figure that one out? Because we all kind of knew that already, Don. Thanks for the info, Albert Epstein. I'm going to be that guy who explains this to Don. There's a lot of the aesthetics, a lot of the aspects of black culture are derived from oppression, be it in a resistance to that oppression or an appropriation of some of its characteristics. Does Don believe that we should get rid of soul food? I don't think that that's what he means in this. I think that Don does not believe that sagging pants are a characteristic of oppression. He thinks the prison is not a for-profit system designed to suck in bodies, turn them into criminals so that they can use them and exploit them as labor. An extension of slavery. And since Don denies that, then how is Don any different than Kanye West, who went into the TMZ studios and started ranting about how slavery was a choice, if he thinks prison is a choice for people? It gets worse, folks. It gets much, much worse.
Evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex. The one with the really low pants is a submissive one. You get my point?
Do you get his point, folks? This, of course, is an urban legend. It would take a competent journalist 2 seconds to Google this on his computer machine and find a whole article on it on Snopes. This is a tactic employed by racists and homophobes. It was used in Dallas. I think it was Dallas. It was in Texas. There was a councilman that wanted to criminalize sagging pants in his community because he was, as a means of criminalizing young black men. And so he exploited this urban legend, this idea that somehow you can, in a prison, you get to just choose what you wear. Like they got a whole shopping mall inside of Rikers. You can go up to the sales lady and say, listen, I really like this outfit you guys got for me, but could I get a few sizes bigger? Because I need I need some easier access to my butthole. Of course that's not true. Don knows that's not true. That's ridiculous on its face. You don't even need to Google it. What Don is doing is he hates a particular fashion choice so much that he is willing to exploit and exacerbate the homophobia of young people, thus perpetuating their downfall. He doesn't give a fucking shit about these people. The people he purports to care about. Otherwise, he wouldn't encourage them to be stupid, to be antisocial. Don Lemon should not be given fashion advice. In fact, I can't stand people who tell me to pull my pants up. Those are never people who know how to dress. For real. I looked up Don Lemon. It's all suits. He sleeps in a suit. And you never trust the fashion sense of a person who can only wear a suit. Listen, I like suits. I look good in suits. Everybody looks good in suits. That's why they're the perfect camouflage for a person who lacks style. And I looked Pee Wee Herman up on Google Image, and homeboy has no sense of style. He's a racist homophobe who doesn't know how to dress. 3 of the worst things you can be. Anyways, like I said, I do let my pants sag, and I do get annoyed when people tell me to pull them up. I like to let my pants sag because I like looking young. I want to stay young. And it's a scientific fact that the higher your pants go, the older you get. You don't believe me? Look at Clint Eastwood. Remember back in the spaghetti western days? His pants used to hang right around his waist. And he was young. One yank of those pants and his dick would bounce right out and knock you in the face like a wiffle ball bat. A few years later, he did Dirty Harry. His pants are a little higher, and already he's starting to talk like an old man, screaming about how kids are driving too fast. And how the Constitution was written by hippies. Sudden Impact comes along. He's getting a lot older, man. Pants are already above the navel. Nowadays, the pants are up to the nipples, and he's a walking corpse. Pretty soon, Clint Eastwood is going to be nothing but an open casket with a pair of pants inside. His friends and family are going to be like, what happened to Clint? They're going to be like, I don't know. Give his pants a shake and see if he falls out.